Hello, everyone. Welcome to Adobe Live. Today is a very special day. It's going to be a ton of fun. I hope that you're tuning in, ready to see some amazing video action. I'm here with our good friend, Jason. Jason, welcome to Adobe Live.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm so excited to be here today.
Excited to have you here, honestly. I think for the people that are tuning in, they probably know that we really love video here on Adobe Live. We really love we don't get enough of it, I feel like, and even just chatting with you before us actually hitting the go live button, like you have a pretty sweet portfolio. I think we're going to be getting into some cool stuff today. I already see Patrick in the chat saying hello. Hi, Patrick. Cody saying hi, Jacob. Hi, Jason. Hey, thank you for popping in and holding it down for the stream. But Jason, can you let people know who you are and like what you do for people that might not be familiar with your work?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Jason. I've been a videographer for around 7 years now. I am currently living in BC in Canada. So, for those who are in the States, we're just like above Washington States on the East Coast. So now it's a Pacific time for us here. I am a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker, as well a freelance videographer as well. I'll talk about my freelancing side first. On the freelancing side, I work with a lot of different organizations. I did some corporate videos. I also did some band videos too. So I worked with different bands, like Simple Plan, for example, is a client of mine that I really love working with.
One of my
Music
favorites.
is, yeah, and I know you love Simple Plan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are always fun festivals going there. What's your favorite song from Simple Plan?
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot. Oh no.
Scooby-Doo is a good one. I really like that one.
Oh yeah, they did do the Scooby Doo theme song,
They
didn't they?
did.
You know what's crazy? I feel like I might have seen that during Warp Tour, like
Okay.
legitimately.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
oh man, I don't know. I mean, I do like. Is that a cop out if I did say that? Because that is like a pretty like nostalgic thing for me. Because they did the live
Oh,
action Scooby Doo theme song, right?
I think one of them, but
Yeah.
definitely the fun thing about Simple Plan is that every time they play Scooby-Doo, they invite people that dress up as Scooby-Doo to run on stage and dance and stuff like that. So that's always a fun thing for me. And then obviously I'm Just a Kid. That's a
Yes.
great song.
That's
That's like
popping up on TikTok, right? That's like pretty popular on TikTok now.
Yeah, I know that song kind of brought the band back, and now they're doing a Europe tour too.
Nice. That's so
That's
sick.
super sick. But yeah, my freelancing career, I work with a lot of music industry. These are more the fun ones, and obviously corporate ones as well.
Yeah.
And on my documentary side, which we're going to talk a little bit about today, it's we've been working on this documentary for almost 2 years now, from
Wow.
start to beginning. A little bit about the process of how documentaries are made, right? First, you need to think about a concept, and then you got to pitch to different sponsors or different fundings. And once you get the funding approved, then you can start the documentary process. So we're very lucky to get ours funded last year, so we're able to produce it this year. And so this documentary that I'm producing this year, it's about essentially in here in British Columbia, we have a co-op called the BC Tree Fruits, and they have been around for around 90 years or so, and they
Hmm.
collapsed 2 years ago.
Oh.
And so this is a very big deal. So for those who don't know, a co-op is basically a members association. So let's say 300 farmers come together to start a business. This is called co-op.
Hmm.
And what this does is a co-op has a big buying power or big selling power to say like Costco or Walmart, for example. Because usually if I'm Costco, I wouldn't come to a farmer and say, hey, I want to buy your apples, right? They want to buy in a central location. And so this is
Right.
where a co-op comes into play. Since it has been here in BC for 90 years, there's over 300 different farmers selling to them, and some are selling to them full time. Um, let's say I'm a third generation farmer, 100% of my crops goes to BC Tree for every year. They will
Right.
package it for me, sell it, and then at the end they send me a check. And this is how I make my living. And so the big problem with this is that last year, because of multiple reasons, BC Tree Fruit closed down, and which is a big problem, especially for the farmers, right? A lot of
Right.
farmers rely on them 100% of the time to sell fruits. And so my documentary is to basically kind of cover the aftermath of what to do with the farmers, what are farmers doing, and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And I mean, for people that might not be familiar with co-ops, like I unfortunately can't speak to specifically BC co-ops, but especially in
Hmm.
Pennsylvania, like they're a huge source of affordability for people in the city as well too. Like being able to buy directly from farmers, like it affects people on both ends, right? Like especially the farmers, like 100% the farmers, but like there is intrinsic benefits for both sides, being able to cut out the middleman and not have to worry about like a profit markup, right? Because for a lot of these farmers, outside of the cost, it's going to cost them a lot less to package and ship than say like a Walmart or a Costco or something along those lines. So I think the value in these things are really really important, and I think it even speaks to the testament of covering it in a documentary, like to show people like, oh, this is actually a huge deal, even if they might feel disconnected from this.
Yes, 100%. And especially for this documentary, we touch on a lot of different topics like obviously global warming,
Hmm.
probably like the market and
Right.
stuff like that, of like economics and stuff like that. So we really have to choose our battles.
Right.
Like it's such a big niche. So what we did is we came up with a story of following a specific farmer and her journey. She's a very interesting character. So she first started in the farming industry because her parents are from India
Hmm.
and they came to Canada first as a labor and then slowly built up capital to buy their own farm. And they've been farming themselves for 20 years. So they don't speak a lot of English.
Hmm.
All they know is farming and all they know is BC tree fruit. So when our character Jen grew up, their family actually told them to not go into farming
Wow.
because they know how hard it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so she ended up going to university, I think to have like a medical degree. But then she met her husband, who has an exact same background, where their family's also from India. She was born in farming, but he went to school as well. So then they got married and then decided to go back to farming.
Totally.
And yeah, so they saved up capital, took out a loan, and bought a small 7-acre farm here in my city, Kelowna,
Hmm.
where they start planting apples and vegetables. So they're fairly relatively young. They're probably like our age, like in the 30s or so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And which is harder and harder to get young people to go farming.
Absolutely. I mean,
And
I think this is as good of a transition as ever. Like, I'm really excited to know more about this process and, you
mhm,
know, learn more about these people that you're talking about. Is it okay if I transfer over to our screen to kind of show what we're working with today while you're explaining?
yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm very excited because I feel like this is going to be quite the journey for some people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's always interesting to see how documentaries made and how the behind the scenes and everything goes, right?
Yeah, I'm completely unfamiliar, so please take us through your process. Take us through like your thoughts with like where how we got here.
Yeah. And so what we did is for a documentary here, I'll show a little bit if you can see the video.
Yes.
This is the storyboarding process. So what we did is we divided the story into 5 parts: intro, beginning, middle, and end kind of idea.
Hmm.
So we have the beginning of where we talk about the history of Jen's family, how, like I said before, like her not coming back to farming, but then they end up coming back to farming. And then here you can see in the middle, this is the long part
Right.
where the sticky notes are. And these are where the struggles of closing down, the day of the closure. Where was she? What was she doing? What's going on? And then at the end, it's kind of like the impact of the changeover and then the conclusion. And so from writing a scripting process, we divide into 5 different. So you can see this is technically 6 because we have like a quick intro and then one, two, three,
Yeah.
four, five. And then from here, we divide them into different scenes. So
Hmm.
1, 2, 3. So we have around 17 scenes. So if you think about each scene being like 2, 3 minutes, this will probably be like a 45-minute full-length documentary.
Wow. So something like this, like even that there may not be as much space on the table, like this alone
Mhm.
with like, 6 wide by 5 wide or 6 wide, that's like that even is going to take up 45 minutes.
Yes.
Man,
Exactly.
so that takes up a lot of bandwidth, I would imagine, considering 45 minutes. Like I think for some people that don't have like the frame of reference you said earlier, this has been something ongoing for 2 years. Like for
hmm
45 minutes of your of viewing time, right? Like
Yes.
it's very different from the consumer to the creator.
Yes, exactly. And so this is a little behind the scenes of how we plan it. And next, what we do is we come to Firefly Boards, which is super helpful because I wanted to kind of put these from words into pictures.
Right.
So as you can see here, I'm kind of like lining up using
I love
AI
using it on
generated
the
photos.
TV screen too. That's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
smart.
Because
That's
it's
awesome.
me and my producer, we're both working together to
Right.
to figure out the scenes and stuff like that. So from this, what happens is it will come to here.
Wow. Okay, nice.
And so this will be our whole story, basically. Let me zoom in
Gotcha.
a little bit for you.
And from what I'm seeing, we're
Um,
generating kind of some stock imagery to just get an idea of where we're at.
exactly. So here we kind of, so these are both stock and AI generated. So we have a
Hmm.
cold opening, the rising tension of like, first, how movies like news articles popping up, like
Right.
BC tree foreclosure after 90 years, kind of thing. Bam, bam,
Hmm.
bam, bam, bam. And then intro to our character Jen, little wide shot here. Next act one, it will be talking about her life story
Right.
of how like while she's planting, talk about her family, little interview her family as well. And then second act is her coming home. So after leaving, her parents doesn't want her to come do farming. She's coming back now. And then
Hmm.
from then on, BC Tree for close down. And then act three is the day that she got her email
Hmm.
and what's going to happen and talking interviews, different things like this. And then at the end, how Jen's story pivot and at the end, ending shot of like the family hanging out market and stuff like that too. So like each of these will
100%.
probably, yeah, be like 17 scenes. So quite a lot. But this is why I like using Adobe because I can quickly as I'm kind of like at home with my producer, we're kind of
Yeah.
figuring out the scenes right away without actually needing to be there to film everything first, right?
Yeah, I have a question when it comes to the storyboarding process in Firefly
Yes.
boards. So how
hmm
detrimental or like how important is it to the process to having these visualizers? Because at least from what I understand, there's probably multiple people working on this project, right? Multiple
Yes.
hands in the pot. Like, is this something that uh you have to do? Is this something that like, what leads us to this point?
Yeah, I would say this is definitely a very important process for all filmmakers. It's because from this it will become this document
Oh,
of
wow.
every scene, every shot from the documentary. So with Act One, Scene
Jeez
One, A1,
Louise.
B1, C1, C. So these will have each shot list of everything that we're gonna do for this whole documentary. So you can see here each act is around different minutes and stuff like that too, different
Oh
colors.
my god. This is
And
crazy. I didn't
yeah,
realize
that's
it was this detailed, like written down.
it is. And so what we'll do is we'll fit each of these, put it in
Mm-hmm.
there. And so once we are on set, we kind of know the shot list of what we want, kind of what angle we want it to, lighting and everything. So it is very helpful. And especially like you said, we have a team of different people, right? So we
Right.
can keep everyone on pace, to know exactly what's going on.
Absolutely. I mean, I love it. Like, even for me, as someone that does very little video, like, I do short form, of course, but never film, especially not
Mhm.
45. Doing a 45-minute video sounds like my nightmare. But it really adds this, like, even I can understand it. You know what I mean? Like, coming in from
Mhm.
any level of experience, not to, devalue the work that puts into this, but I think the more clear the image, the more clear the process, like, the easier it is for everyone, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. And so once our team gets this doc, they kind of have an idea of exactly what's going on. So um, Firefly Boards is definitely a game changer, especially for filmmaking side, behind the scenes part, like the thinking process and stuff like
Right.
that, super useful. And so here I'll show you a little bit of video of what I actually filmed. So this isn't the documentary, but this is like a
Mm-hmm.
pitch for potentially getting funding because first we have the story,
Yeah.
next we have to pitch it to different organizations and funders and stuff like that, right? So
Right.
this is just like a clips of um, same location in the Okanagan where it's super beautiful, a lot of farmer
Very.
um,
Yeah.
and stands and
I mean, and for people
showing.
that haven't been to BC Victoria,
Mhm.
and people that
Yes.
haven't had BC or Victoria fruits,
Uh-huh.
listen, it's different. It's completely different than any other place in the world. I would argue it is one of the best places for like produce. Like
Yes.
one of the biggest exporters of produce in Canada, if I would imagine, right? Is that correct?
Yep, exactly. So we have a lot of fruits and vegetables here in BC. So we're
Mm-hmm.
similar to like Washington kind of
Mm-hmm.
area. So,
Mm-hmm.
like in the States, we have Washington apples here, we have Okanagan apples. And so these are,
Wow.
um,
Such a beautiful film, by the
so-
way. Sorry to cut you off, but it's
yeah, no
really
worries. Thank
awesome.
you. And so from this concept trailer, we're able to pitch different funding organizations to get it. So like this year, I was very lucky to be chosen by a Canadian broadcast company called TELUS. So it's similar to
Nice.
AT&T kind of in
Yeah.
the States kind
Telus
of
is huge
things.
in Canada. Huge.
It is. They are probably the biggest mobile service company, TV company conglomerate. And so this documentary will be aired national wide afterwards in 2027 when it's
Wow.
done.
Wow. I mean, listen, I will be tuning in for sure, and we get to see the behind the scenes of it right now. I also
Yes.
noticed for this film, it's posted on the
Mhm.
Tourism Kelowna
Kelowna,
page. So this is
yes.
like a collaboration with Kelowna, like the actual tourism board, from what I understand.
Yes, exactly. So this
Nice.
video, it's a two-prong video. First video is for Tourism Kelowna to showcase the scenery, the
Mm-hmm.
farming aspect, and from then on, with the Tourism Boards Association's power behind it, I'm able to pitch different companies to get funding for the documentary. And so we're very lucky to have Tourism Kelowna to be on board as well too. So like Tourism Board is also one of the places that I work with too.
Yeah, that's incredible. Also, I have some people in the chat that already agree, and we have Hey Okay saying I love how organized the board is, and
Thank you,
Nate,
thank you.
regular of the show, thank you for popping in. Nate saying Okanagan, four exclamation points. So
Yes, a very
nice.
beautiful place. And
Yes.
so, what I want to do today is to show a little bit demo of color mode because this is such a game changer, I think, for editor. First
Hmm.
of all, like I would say I'm more of a videographer, editor than colorist than everything.
Right.
This is like coloring is never easy for me.
Me
Um,
either.
especially with different tools that I don't understand at all. So like I'm always having a hard time doing some coloring at the end.
Hmm.
But with color mode, this is almost like an app. Like this can be a separate app by Adobe, and I think it will still be super successful because it is such an easy way to color and to look at color at all. Have you tried it before, Jacob?
I have not yet, but it is something I'm
Mm.
definitely going to implement because it's something that I've had a lot of trouble with, specifically recording on Sony cameras. I'm sure you know that
Mm.
dreaded sickly pale green that everyone gets that's darker than like a regular like light skin shade. It'll always
Yes.
wash out all of the reds and all the blues and you get this nice disgusting sickly green. So as soon as this dropped, I'm like I have to, but I'm learning from you guys. I'm cutting out the middleman, to be honest. So,
Yeah, we're a co-op model here. We cut out the
exactly.
middleman and go straight
Exactly.
to the source. And so I took a few clips from my trailer that I did, kind of
Hmm.
reassembled them to make it a shorter trailer just to play around with it. So we are in beta, so if you see some lag, we are playing with beta. So I
Right.
just updated this yesterday, but it's just still pretty fun. So here we have a little sequence of from kind of like from farm to table kind of idea,
Right.
where we have my partner Ashley is gonna go buy some apples at the end.
Yeah, which
And
some eagle eyed viewers might recognize your partner from some previous Adobe Lives. So,
yes,
see
so
that.
she's an illustrator as well. So
Hmm.
this is fun about being a freelancer, is we can always drag somebody we know
Yeah.
and to put them in video. Hey, I need some help right now. Can you jump on? And she's like, yeah, sure.
It's like Avengers
And
Assemble feature type deal.
Exactly. So all these footage are filmed in Sony camera S-Log 3. So for
Okay.
those who don't know what log footage is, it's basically kind of let me see if I can show how log would kind of look like. Um,
Yeah, you're already
Let me
above.
see. Yeah, I'm
We're already
already
above my
so
pay grade. I'm like, I didn't know there was other types of color footage.
yeah, if that's disable color
Ah,
management, so
there
this
it
is
is.
how it would look on camera when I shot it. So it's kind of pale, kind of muted, right?
Yes.
The reason why we shot in log is because there's more range for us to color grade after. And so
Okay.
we can, it kind of compresses the highlights and compresses the shadows. So when we go back to editing, we can bring up more highlights while not be,
Mm-hmm.
not saving the shadow, if you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean.
It's kind of like a bit more of a blank canvas with higher
Yes.
values and lower values. So there's, uh, I guess, a wider range of being able to kind of color in that range, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if anybody in chat, you're a photographer, you probably know how that works.
Yeah. Also, I
Um,
sorry to cut you off, but Dino Rex
yeah,
had a question for you. I think you just said
yeah.
it, but we might have missed it. What is the
Okay.
camera that you're using for this project again?
So this camera, I'm using mainly Sony FX3. So let me
Gotcha.
see if I have it here. So this is the camera that I'm using, if you can see my
Nice.
screen right now.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
Here,
small
let me
camera,
switch
but
over real quick to our one up. There we go. Now we can see a little bit better.
yeah, there you go. So this is a Sony FX3, so which is Netflix approved, and it's super small and handy, kind of like a normal photo camera. But the good thing about this is that it can shoot pretty high quality.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the biggest movie that was shot here was I forgot what that movie name is called. With like the
Explain it,
super
because I might be able to remember.
robotics. It's like a sci-fi robotics one where they have a kid who's also a robot, and they
Oh gosh, there's a lot of stuff that's been recorded in BC Vancouver area too. Hey, everyone,
yeah.
anyone in chat, if you know, let us know. Robot Kid, sci-fi robotic, recorded, and I might be able to look it up to be honest. But yeah, in chat,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is my main camera that I use for like everything. And
Love it.
so after the footage comes back like this, but first of all, color management is so easy. When I prop it in, it kind of sh translates it to Rec 709 right away. So Rec 709 is kind of like
Mm-hmm.
the standard for everybody's editing software, where you want to for broadcasting, not broadcasting for like YouTube and stuff like that too.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm able to kind of see more colors. Still, you can see on the camera is a little bit muted, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what I can do now is if we go to color,
Ah, now we're getting to the
wow, look at this.
sauce.
This is the new interface, which is so nice, so easy to organize. First of all, I love how big the screen is
Yeah,
here.
me too.
I'm able to see everything easier. And on the side here, there are different panels here. I can adjust the size here, kind of,
So convenient.
yeah.
Also, was it iRobot? Is that the show, or was it
Uh,
something different?
no, not iRobot.
Hmm.
It's basically, I think, a group of robots trying to save a robot kid. And
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Also, we have some comments in the
yeah.
chat that I feel like I should
Okay.
call out.
Yeah, absolutely.
One, FX3 Legend for Cinema.
Nice.
Hey, okay, agrees and says legendary for creator. Darby says FX3 has the same sensor as the A7S3, just a different
Yeah,
form factor. And also
that's correct.
Dino, or sorry, Hey Okay is asking, do you color grade each clip individually?
Oh, we'll get to that. That is
Okay,
a
okay.
very
We're
good.
jumping ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And so yes, there are different ways to color grade with color mode.
Right,
So normally right now you can see this is in a sequence, right?
right.
So this is exactly where I prop them in. Shot order is a little bit different. So there's a few ways of color mode that you can color grade that
Mm-hmm.
has never happened before. First is to sort by clip time code.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is that instead of shooting by my sequence, it's seeing what is shot first and second. So
Right.
for example, this clip is the very first clip that I shot on my camera. This is the second clip. Whereas the order, I might have put this before this for my editing process.
I see. I see. Okay.
Yeah, so this is exactly a shot order. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not talking well today.
No, no, it's
Shot
okay. It's early
order.
for us.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is a fun way to color grade because you can kind of like, especially for outdoor documentary farming settings, I'm not bringing lights, I'm not bringing gear, right? We're trying to be as authentic as possible, just a camera, a mic, and that's it. And
Hmm.
so different times of day, colors might be different. So for example, these are all shot within the same hour. So what I can do is I can group these all up and color grade them all at once.
Right.
And so we'll go back to sequence first a little bit.
It's
Um,
so interesting, actually, that you mentioned that. I might have glazed over it a little bit, but like being able to group up specific shots, I feel like is very convenient, especially if you have indoor and outdoor.
yeah, exactly. So for our viewer's question, if I want to calibrate multiple things, I can kind of click this click first, shift
Hmm.
click,
Oh,
and click the second one.
yes,
And
they know
here you
what we
can see
want. Shift clicking.
exactly. And so now you can see here's a selection, right?
Hmm.
So I can click this and I can adjust one selection to clip. So what this does is it adjusts only to these two clips
Hmm.
and not the rest. But back to the intro of what everything is here.
Hmm.
So now, compared to using graphs and stuff like that from Premiere, now these are all color mode.
Right.
And so there's one thing here you can adjust contrast. So if I click that for a sec, and it kind of shows you the whole geometry bar and where
Right.
they're at and stuff like that. So it's super intuitive. So what I do is if I want to add more contrast, I push my mouse. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but I'm
Hmm.
pushing my mouse up and it gives it a little bit more contrast here. I'm just gonna make it bigger so you can see the
Yeah,
contrast is
very much
super
dramatic
high.
change. Wow.
Exactly. And then if I pull my mouse down, it just kind of like, like mutes it a little bit. Oh, now this feels like vlog kind of idea, right?
Yeah. So I have a question
And
about this Lumetri graph while we're still on it. I'm sorry.
yes,
I
yeah,
just because for people that might not understand, I'm people. So
yes.
what is the values that we're looking for in this graph? Like what constitutes like good, I don't know, wavelengths, good, like when it comes to color balancing. Like I know that's kind of like an open-ended question because, but
Yeah.
I'm
No,
curious.
yeah, everybody has their own philosophy. Mine is I usually try not to keep, so for example, if the video's like this, you can see the highlight is like super blown out right
Right.
on top, where the fruit stand is above.
Right.
So I'm gonna pull it down a little bit more. So now you can see kind of like the clouds a little bit better,
Mhm.
with the blue. And so usually try not to hit the very top and the very bottom.
Gotcha. Okay.
So right now let's adjust the contrast together. So I'm gonna add a little bit contrast here, just so it gives it a little bit easier on the eye. And what I'm gonna do next is exposure.
Mhm.
Exposure is the overall kind of like brightness in a sense.
Right.
I'm gonna pull it down just a little bit, over here, and then the cool thing about color mode is that not only can you adjust the overall exposure, so this go global, I can
Mhm.
adjust just the shadows
Oh, wow.
or just the highlights. So I'm gonna adjust the shadows a little bit. As you can see, exposure here from the bottom part, it's kind of there isn't a lot of wavelengths there. So I
Right.
wanted to fill it a little bit more to give it a little bit more color. So I can pull this down a little bit there,
That's pretty
more
game changer for
shadows.
these types of programs too, of being able to specifically not have to chroma key or not chroma key, but like I guess mask out specific parts of a video. It kind of just detects it automatically now.
Yeah, exactly. And this is so much more intuitive, whereas before you're playing with graphs. And
Right.
so you're just kind of looking at graph. Okay, maybe I want to do an S-curve graph. I'll grab the highlight down. I'm going to push the black up a little bit, but you can't really see it in real time.
Right.
Whereas color mode here, I can exactly see what I'm changing right away. And you can see the metric graph as well to make it more simple. And then
Absolutely.
temperature, so it was an overcast day.
Hmm.
shooting. So it's kind of blue a little bit. I want to just add a little bit more yellow. So
Give it a
let's
little more
go.
warmth since it's
Yeah,
supposed to be a
exactly.
positive documentary, I would imagine, to some degree. Obviously, it's a little bit of a bummer with the disbanding, but hopefulness.
Yes. Yeah, I want to show like, especially for sceneries, farming, I want to show
Right.
warmth. I want to show more orange tones, just a little bit,
Absolutely.
balance, push it a little bit.
Also, I
Maybe a
want to give you
little.
just a little bit of a time check. We're a little over
Okay.
halfway. We've got about
All right.
24, 26-ish minutes. So,
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
yeah.
I know what we love to talk, so we keep
We're
rambling and
chatters.
rambling. Exactly. Saturation. This is
Yeah.
fun. So I want to always like to saturate it a little bit over here. There we go. And next is color shift.
All
So
right.
color shift is essentially kind of like highlighting a specific color. And if you want to saturate it, you want to add some hue, you want to add some lumetri. And what I love about color mode and Premiere is that you can see these colors down here. These
Right.
are the colors that are already in the scene. I don't have to do anything else. So
Just
there's a
auto
lot of
detects it.
greens. Exactly. And so that makes it so much easier to color grade. So let's say if we want to change the orange a little bit, push the saturation a little bit higher to give it more like a lush green color.
Yeah, you can already tell it's bringing out those colors a
Yeah,
lot.
exactly. And then Lumetri, I don't have to play too much with hue. I like the colors here so far. So
Hmm.
what hue does is it kind of changes. So for example, if I want that green, but I want it to be like purple or something, then I change this. And what this does is it makes it purple. So this looks super sci-fi
Right. Right. It
in that
does.
case. Yeah, so if you want it to look a little bit more fall, maybe we'll push it more towards yellow and orange. So this automatically
Hmm.
looks a little bit more fall color.
It's a
A
little
little bit more
colder.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna reset
It's just
these ones.
interesting how nice it is to be able to just like it's like a knob, like an adjustment knob.
It is, exactly. And you can kind of see everything right there.
Hmm.
And then lumetri, for those who don't know, it's kind of like the brightness of everything. So let's say the green, for example. If I want the green to go to black, then I can put
Oh,
all the way
wow.
down. So this is the brightness. So it doesn't change the color, but change how bright this thing is.
Wow,
And
this
so
looks
now this is like,
crazy. It
yeah, this
reminds me of
looks
something, but I can't figure it out.
like it kind of reminds me of like the filters from like early iPhones and stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah, actually, you're
right?
right. That's funny.
Yeah, so let's play around. Let's make it a little bit brighter just so it
Yeah.
pops up a
So
little bit more.
absolutely. And it does. Like even on the grass in the front, like it has it definitely stands out so much more than
Hmm.
the original coloring of the clip.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, let's play around. There's a textures, so textures and sharpness I don't usually use as much,
Hmm.
but I can click on it and as you can see, I love how there's like the black and white graph. It kind of shows
Yeah.
you what they're changing exactly. So if you want to add more texture to be more solid, so like this. Yeah, this is another iPhone filter right there.
Right. Where I feel like I could see this in an application of doing like some found footage kind of VHS vibes, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's also just to if you something's too blurry, you can always just add a little bit more texture to it to
Oh,
buff it a
interesting.
little bit.
I didn't even know that that was a thing you could do, a technique you could use.
Yeah.
Huh.
Sharpness, obviously, same similar stuff to make it a little bit more
Hmm.
sharp, a little bit more. Yeah, but generally, I don't use these as much as of right now.
Right.
And let's move on to the clip here. So let's adjust these two clips. So this is a fun clip to adjust because we can kind of see her skin tone here, like
Hmm.
kids and stuff. And so let me just delete this first. I just want to do this clip for a sec. So let's see, a little bit contrast over here. Exposure is good. Maybe I do want to bring out the dark tones a little bit for that. Like I said, I want to fill the bottom with a little
Right.
bit more color. So bring a little bit more. So you can see her face is a little bit more 3D.
Right.
So you can see her shadows and her skin tone a little bit.
It's not as flat.
Um,
Definitely gives a bit more depth. I'm kind of
yeah.
curious when when we're editing color, like from
Hmm.
clip to clip. Is there like a consistency through line that you're ever worried about, or like is there, some inconsistencies that ever come up? Is there a way to like level everything out, or is usually these adjustments so minuscule that the normal person maybe wouldn't notice?
Yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, a lot of the time, a good color editing is something that you don't notice when you're watching a video.
I see.
This is what we want to achieve. So, for example, daytime, nighttime, obviously daytime will be a bit warmer, nighttime will be more blue.
Right.
A colorist's job is to make them a little bit more balanced if there's a story needed. So to make sure that you're watching the whole video and it's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
If if you notice a lot of color change in between each clip, it means that the color is not good.
Gotcha.
And so this is why we always adjust minuscule stuff to try to color balance each clip to be in a similar tone, similar style, and stuff like that too.
Gotcha. I mean, that makes sense. You definitely want it to be as fluid as possible. And in that case, to kind of check that, would we be um like watching it back through the preview multiple times, showing different people? Like what's your method for like making sure that that looks like how you want it to?
Oh, so this is the cool part about color mode too. Thanks for bringing that up. This is with the comparison view. So now
Oh.
if I click comparison view, so well, first of
Oh,
all,
I
you can
like
see it
that.
is ungraded, graded. But what I can do
Yeah.
is I can also, I believe it is, there you go. I'm on a
Wow.
keyboard, which is Windows click, but also I believe it's either Command click or something,
Yeah.
where you can kind of see these two clips.
So you can compare clips side by side directly to see if the colors line up. Wow.
Exactly.
They're
And so
thinking.
these
They
shot
know
in
what
the
we want.
same time. Yeah, hey, you brought it up already. And so what I want to see is like skin tones, for example. Like this is a little bit more muted compared to here. And so I can, in that case, add a little bit more saturation because this is like her skin color here. Yeah,
Yeah. Some people in the chat agree that the comparison view is very cool.
it is. And it's so much just easier to color grade everything too. Like once I have a setting here, I can drop it off into other clips as well. So
Hmm.
here, let's add a little bit of saturation. So now you can see now the hand skin tone is more closer to her face's skin tone
Right.
over here than before.
Yeah. That's really
Um,
nice too. Like literally side by side. You can definitely compare directly.
exactly. So let's turn this back off over here. Yeah, these clips are good. Okay, so let's see the chicken clip over here.
Yeah. Also, out of curiosity, just for people that
Hmm.
might be interested, so I know that you can shift click into the video or command click into the video to compare between different videos. If you command click on the same video, will that go back into that comparison shot of pre-graded versus post-graded?
Good
Looks
question.
like it.
Yeah, just click that. There. Yes.
Oh, you just okay, gotcha.
I
Nice.
just click that and it becomes like a graded and graded. So now the left side is graded, the right side is
It's
ungraded.
crazy how if you look at the actual clip itself pre-graded, it looks good. Like in my opinion, it
Yes.
looks really good. But then you look with the grading, and it's just like, oh, maybe it didn't look as good as I
Yeah,
thought. Oh, there's so much potential. Like it's crazy how much it can change.
exactly. And like I never really cared too much about color grading until I
Mm-hmm.
start learning about color grading. And just like these little nuances is
Right.
what makes the video better without you actually noticing it.
Totally.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so you can see her face from before, after, more depth, more color. Um, and so let's do one more. Let's do the chicken one here. So
Yeah.
this, as you can see, it's a little bit too orange.
Mm-hmm.
So temperature, I'll bring a little bit lower. Maybe add a little bit more blue over here.
I do like how it shows those specific colors kind of popping out when you're doing those adjustments. Like sometimes it'll make those other parts not with this specific slider, but when you move into the color shift, like it isolates those colors specifically.
Yeah, it's it's so much fun to play with, I think. And this I can spend hours on here adjusting it, and then tomorrow when I
Mm.
come back, I'm like, oh, I want to readjust this again.
Yeah. It's turning into the Illustrator world of like the work is never truly done.
Yes. And so now, yeah, we talked a little bit about the clip level. We talked a little about like pairing. So for example, like these two, I can add a selection level.
Hmm.
So let's say I add a little bit more contrast here, exposure, pull that down a little bit. Super basic color grade to fill the space a little bit. And then what I can do is from this, I can drag into the selection. And from then on,
Oh.
these both have been graded together using the same adjustment idea.
So that's literally just shift click the film, or I should say shift click the
Oh,
section.
I just dragged it. Yeah, I just pulled this from clip, mouse click, drag, selection, and now
Psh,
both of them change at the same time. So
such a time
if you look at
saver.
my preview here a little bit, it
Hmm.
kind of flickers a little bit, right? There you go.
That's
And
crazy.
so, like this is super useful for like what we talked about earlier, groupings, right? If you want to group a
Right.
few of them together at just same time, this is how you do it. And sequence level, this is where you adjust the whole thing all at once.
Right.
So this is so back in the day where when we're editing, let me go back to edit over here. We probably have to add an adjustment layer on top of here and to adjust
Hmm.
everything all at once. But instead of having an extra adjustment layer taking up a timeline here, we can go to color, sequence, and you can adjust the whole sequence. So let's add a sequence setting. So this is the same thing. And if let's just make it like super dark
You hear that?
just to
No more
show.
adjustment layers. We don't need those anymore. Just crazy.
Yeah, and so like there, I made this like super dark, and then
Right.
everything you see on the right
Yeah.
is it gets dark, and just adjust the whole sequence, everything together.
It's nuts. So does and I'm curious, like, and I if you don't know the answer to this question, I apologize. This is a bit on the spot when it comes to
Hmm.
playing. When you're adjusting your sequence adjustment, and say that you make color adjustments to the clip that we just color edited with the woman with her child, will
Hmm.
that, I guess, reflect as like multiple adjustments and maybe be off from other clips? Or does that sequence adjustment override that initial adjustment one and adjustment two to that clip, if that makes sense?
Yeah, that is a very good question. So thanks for bringing this up. So how color mode works is, so you can see adjustment one, sequence one. So what it'll
Mm-hmm.
do is from this clip, it'll get everything from clip one here, contrast, exposure. So it actually goes in order
I see.
of how this affects the clip. So the first thing that affects this clip is the contrast,
Right.
then exposure, and then afterwards you layer on top of sequence. So which is very nice and I would say very protective of that clip.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to destroy that clip because you have a sequence here and it changes everything. But also after you put the sequence here, you can go back to individual clip and just change the clip itself without changing the whole sequence.
Gotcha.
And so it's kind of like different layer lines instead of all those layer line, like 20 layer lines to
Mm-hmm.
adjust each individual thing. Now you have this.
That's really nice. That I feel like that's definitely the creator in mind, because the I don't want to say simplification because I feel like that's not doing it justice, but the simplification of these tools like
It
makes
is.
it much more accessible.
It's much more user friendly too and
Mm-hmm.
beginner friendly. I would say like me as a beginner colorist, this shows exactly what I need and it doesn't um, need like a whole book. Don't need a whole book to
Right.
understand what's going on. You click it, you adjust it, you see it real time, and that's exactly how it goes.
Jump in with both feet.
Exactly. And so the next thing I want to kind of show is like there's also different kind of modules here that you can it's not really like a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more so like a good starting point. So let's say if I wanted to look like a street light high contrast, I click that and then there's like it shows you what it changes. It
Oh.
changes the compression, changes the range, and highlights, color contrast as well. But the good thing is that you can also adjust that thing. Whereas a LUT, sometimes you can't really adjust the LUT by
Right.
itself, each individual bar. So if I want to tone this down a little bit, I can do that too.
Man, this is crazy that it feels like you have a little bit of a shortcut now of like being able to pop it in, say you're recording the same type of footage, and then being able to adjust
Hmm
in between. Like that's that man, maybe I'll get into color editing now.
Exactly. And this is like, I think a great easy starting point for people. If I want to, I like this look, but I don't like this color. I can click on this first,
Hmm.
adjust a little bit. So let's go to modules. This is a fun one. So this is kind of like you can do a lot of different things similar to what we had before, like color contrast, just our color contrast. Film color. This is one of my favorite things
Yeah.
here right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is where you can kind of create a Fuji look, Kodak look.
That's
What
really
kind of look should we
cool.
go for? What do you think, Jacob?
Oh man, I mean, I am extremely partial to Kodak film.
Yeah.
That's like almost exclusively what I shoot on. Yeah,
All right.
that's already very, very
Yeah.
nostalgic. I love that.
Oh, I like this one. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's got
Yeah.
that
And
nice little
then,
like the Kodak I feel like always has this like cooler tone to it. And I feel like this
yes.
is uh like applying that very well without feeling like too oversaturated, which is cool.
Yeah, I love this slight little green tint, more vintage looking. Here,
Very,
I can
very
adjust the
nice.
strength. If I don't want it to be too powerful, put down. And now let's say let's do like a 43, 40. Midtone protection highlights.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, these are all my highlight balance. Maybe I just
I
chug a
really
little,
do love
little.
that the option to adjust the already preset um sequence like color presets. Like I like that you can
Yes.
adjust those. I feel like that is the most frustrating thing for most creatives is like it's almost there. It's almost there, but it's not quite what I want it to be, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing with like LUTs before is that you can adjust kind of sort of some part of the LUT, but
Mm-hmm.
like I wish it's like kind of like a recipe, but you can kind of tweak anything afterwards. And so
Right.
this is why I love film color here is that I can exactly adjust every little detail to be what I want without hitting like the 90% mark kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think that's super important too, right? Is being able to have that flexibility. It kind of adds to that creativity side, that side of like, okay, I can really make this my own, and then go from there, getting some more hands on, I should say.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, yeah, I can play around with this for
Yeah,
days. Look
just
at
to give you
this.
a little time check, we're at about the 6-ish minute mark,
All
so
right.
we're blazing through. But I feel like we've already learned a lot. Like
Yeah, we'll cover a
this
lot
is
of color
insane.
mode.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, let me see other clips. Yeah, I can see different clips that change as well.
it's really brightening up those yellow leaves in the back, the like the
Yeah.
blues of the vegetables. It's pretty impressive. Also, wow, that's very Canadian. Those pine trees feel so Canadian. We have one of those outside of our house, I feel
Oh,
like.
yeah, you do too.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, so now we're done with color a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I needed some drone footage, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't have any drone footage. What I do is with the new Adobe Stock integrator, so if everybody goes to
Oh.
Window here, I believe there's Stock, Adobe Stock. Yeah, here you go, Adobe Stock. I have that
Mm-hmm.
opened, and now Adobe Stock is integrated with Premiere Pro.
Psh, finally, man.
Yeah,
Finally. That's so
and
nice.
so yeah, exactly. So what I can do is I can say drone footage of orchard. There we go.
Do you own a drone or do you typically rely on stock footage?
So luckily I do own a drone,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is nice, but um it's always kind of like hard to shoot on the ground while trying to think about
Absolutely.
drones as well. And so if I don't need a drone, then I usually don't bring it. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is good thing about stock footage here is that, for example, I want a drone shot, but maybe I don't want, I'm not sure if it's good or not. I can use stock footage as a
Mm-hmm.
placeholder.
Yeah.
And what I can do is afterwards, I can send it to my editor or my producer to see what they think. So now I download this stock footage over here. Let's put it in front.
And also too, what's nice about
Shorten it a
Adobe is
little
being
bit.
able to just use those previews. Like they're not going to get mad at you if you use it as like a placeholder, or like they don't lock you out of not being able to use it. Like even with the watermark, it gets the point across, right?
Yeah, exactly. And which is great because then like let me scale up this. What I can do is, for example, this is kind of just like a low res version,
Mm-hmm.
but I can kind of see if this fits the video. Oh, yeah, I like this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
And if it works, I can always just then buy this specific footage. So buy a credit, use it right there. So you don't have to kind of hand in hand waste all your credits to see footage that you don't like.
yeah.
Um, Whereas like here, like I know this shot works for me. And so this is why I can buy this footage after.
I mean, it is truly incredible how many things you can do just implemented directly into Premiere Pro. I feel like this was such an amazing demo. Like you've covered so much ground for people that might be tuning in a little bit late, or might want a little
Mhm.
bit of recap. Can you kind of take us through like how we got here, what we started with, and what we learned today? Because I mean, this was an amazing stream, Jason. I had so
Yeah,
much fun.
I'm glad you did. So what we did first is storyboarding with Firefly over here. So figure out which scenes I want using
Mm-hmm.
AI generation to generate some quick shots. So I know kind of like the shot list of what I want. And then from here, I'm going to go over here to storyboard every single shot that I want from my
Mm-hmm.
scene. Um, Moving on over here, we did a little bit more color mode of where we kind of adjust every color by clip level, even selection levels and sequence level. And then finally, we did the using Adobe Stock.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, what we'll do is now that we have the whole sequence ready, I can just easily use Frame.io to
Nice.
upload it to Frame.io and I can send it to my producers.
I
So
love that.
this is what I had earlier a couple days ago. So I can go on Frame.io here and it kind of just shows um, this. And then my producers can leave a comment and say, hey, I want a drone footage in the beginning because it's all blank. I'm like, okay, done. Go on Adobe Stock, put in drone footage. Hey, how's this drone footage here for the sequence?
Update
And
it,
there you
get the
have it.
comments. Man, amazing work today, Jason. Honestly, you covered so much, and honestly, not a ton of time. And I feel like we're right at the buzzer, right at the buzzer with that one. That was
Nice.
seriously such an amazing demo for you guys watching. Please make sure to like the video because it helps us out a lot. Make sure to check out nothingbutjason.com. Cody dropped it in the chat for us. Thank you so much, Cody, to check more of Jason's work. And also make sure to stick around for more Adobe Live. This one may have gone by fast, but we have so much more today. I think next up we have graphic design with fan favorite Nick Longo. You won't want to miss that.
Ooh.
But Jason, again, for anyone that might not be familiar with your work, could you let us know where we can find you, what you have coming up? I think we know what you have coming up, but what you might have coming up in between maybe this documentary in 2027 and beyond?
Yeah, so feel free to follow me on Instagram at nothing but Jason. If you have any more questions about color mode, I'm learning as well with everybody here. So I love to share more experiences. And obviously, this documentary is going to take out another year of my life. That's how filmmaking goes. You have a project, especially for these projects, because I have to film the whole farming from beginning to end, right? Harvest,
Right.
seeding and stuff like that too. So I'll be working a lot on this project. And if there any filmmakers out there want to connect, anybody just hit me up. Like I would love to chat with everybody.
Love that. Thank you for the open invite. So hop in Jason's DMs, ask some questions, and he gave you the offer. So you can get even more questions answered than on this Adobe Live today. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the Adobe Live channel because we want to see you here all the time, having a ton of fun. So yeah, we will see you in the next Nick Longo stream coming up in like 3 minutes. So catch you later. Thanks, Jason.
See you later.